should have known when TikTok was messing up for the first time that it had something to do with the US.
Because if you click the accept on the new TikTok terms, you didn't just update the app, you signed away your digital identity.
Okay, so not only is the algorithm fried as fuck and nobody's happy on this fuck ass app right now since the US bought it.
What's up, American Home TikTok? So we need to have a chat real quick.
Hey USA. So the sale of TikTok in the United States did go through yesterday. It was confirmed on Politico and by the White House. And then at around 2:55 a.m. UK time, people were opening TikTok in America and finding they had a new T's and C's and had to agree to it. Now, there are 2 points I want to raise with this because I've seen lots of people share their screenshots and talk about what the content of these T's and C's are. But the two main points of concern I have, the first one is they can use your videos however they want, which I don't think is a good thing. And when I post a video, it's just mine, and some people steal them, and I try to block those accounts, but I wouldn't want the government having my videos. But the second one, which I find the most worrying, is that every single person who agrees to this will have their geolocation tracked by the government. So even if you have a blank profile and you just comment on things from time to time, the government will know where you are and presumably who you are as well. Now that's scary because let's say you say something they don't like. And with the state of America at the moment, I wouldn't want the government to know where I am. But whether you agree to it or not, that's up to you. If you want to follow me everywhere else, I'm everywhere else except for Twitter, and I post all these videos everywhere else. And I'm sure all your other favorite creators are the same. But yeah, it looks like things are going to come out slowly. You can still see me now, hopefully. And if you can, that's great. But I think they're going to start implementing things slower. So TikTok in the US gets an American.
TikTok might just be officially done after the shit they just did. First, it was the user agreement, geo-tracking, free speech done. Now look at this shit. Now, you know TikTok went dark for a few. Everybody's been saying they've been having problem with their app. FYP messing up and everything. If you say this man's name, you are definitely going to get a community guidelines violation. If you have videos on the platform about this man right here, they are taking your videos down. I wonder why. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we've been waiting for a long time to see certain things and we haven't seen them. But now you can't even say his name. Also, if you planned on saying his name in a DM, you're going to get a violation for that shit too. If you agree to the user's agreements, then you already know what's next. The old TikTok is gone. That's exactly why yesterday nobody couldn't do what they wanted to do on that app. That's exactly why yesterday that FYP was messed up. They said they had an outage. Nah, I don't think it was an outage. I think they was inputting some things that they was going to take out. You feel what I'm saying? And this was one of them right here. And 9 times out of 10, that's not the only thing that's going to change. Pay attention.
TikTok algorithm updates and temporary bugs. So it seems that TikTok is supposedly back on track with the algorithms and the bugs going on with TikTok. You're a little bit wary like I am. Post something. I was trying to do 3 posts a day. I was getting brave. I was starting to do lives. And then this happened. But we all knew this was coming, right? If you guys are posting and you got those 0 posts, I don't know what to do about those. I'm a little bit mad because some of the posts I actually put some effort in and I'm getting single digits or 0. I almost want to delete it and repost it, but I don't know if that'll like mess me up or not. I might do that to 1 or 2 because I'm not feeling that 0 views. Don't be neglecting me, TikTok. Keep posting. Don't give up.
If you ain't blocked Oracle on TikTok, you better do it now. TikTok is officially sold, and we don't know exactly what they're going to do, but we know Oracle is officially a part of the buying committee, which means this beautiful algorithm that we have right now is definitely going to change. I don't know if it's going to change for the better or for worse, but it's definitely going to change. So Oracle is going to want to know what we doing, how we doing it, and why we doing it. And y'all know we was experiencing a lot of community guideline issues. Just imagine when Oracle steps in, which means that free speech that we have might not be too free anymore. Also, we don't know if they keeping this app or making another app like other people were saying, but either way, We know that effective immediately is definitely going to be some change. So until we find out what's real and what's not real, follow me on Instagram, expensive_talk. Follow me on YouTube, Expensive Facts. And that's where the podcast is going to be, because I'm dropping a new podcast. And to be honest with you, this is one of those apps that they will definitely try to dismantle because of all the information that's on this app. So if they keep this app, again, expect some changes. Shit gonna change. I'm out.
TikTok algorithm wasn't working for 24 hours. Then I posted, no comments, no likes, nothing. Then as soon as I followed the official Israel page, it works again, bro. What is this new algorithm, bro?
TikTok just changed its terms of service as of today after the agreement, and here are all the changes you need to know about. First of all, the good news. When you upload a video, your video is still your video, but now there's a catch. The moment you upload anything to TikTok, you're giving TikTok a worldwide, royalty-free, permanent license to use it. This means that TikTok can copy it, distribute it, remix it, show it to anyone, and they could use it to train its AI system. And for that, you do not get paid for that. And it's anytime you upload a video, and there's no way to opt out of it. Next is branded content, aka you're selling a product. That needs to be clearly labeled. While before, you could probably get away with it, well, now that it's a U.S. entity, they have to follow the FCC guidelines, and so it's going to be a lot stricter on TikTok. So if you're promoting something, if you're selling something, if you're giving something away for free, which was sponsored, it all needs to be disclosed. Next, there's going to be more discretion on TikTok when it comes to removing videos and or banning accounts. Next, TikTok put in black and white, they can reclaim any username if a few things happen. One, if you're inactive for 180 days. Next, if you're banned. And then also if the username violates policies or infringes any kind of rights. Next, when it comes to disputes, there really is no arbitration. And if you do want to go for a dispute, it's only happening pretty much in Los Angeles County. That's about it. And reading this, there's one thing you need to understand. TikTok owes you nothing. That's pretty much what it's saying here. Just because you upload videos onto TikTok, it doesn't mean that TikTok deserves to pay you. TikTok is moving more towards a program base. Like you have to be a part of the creator program or subscriptions or rewards or brand deals or Shopify or the TikTok shop. Outside of that, if you have an account that's getting millions of views, you're not part of any of those programs, then you're not going to see a dollar. TikTok does not owe you that. Even if they take your video and use it in something which makes them money, or if they use it to train their AI, you're not making money on that. But you still have the...
TikTok has updated their terms of service and privacy policy. These took effect on the 22nd of January. When you upload videos to TikTok, they are now TikTok's videos to do with as they choose. They can clip them, cut them up, they can use them in any manner they choose. And you will not be paid for this. And unless you are a part of the Creator Rewards Program, TikTok Shop affiliates, subscriptions, or rewards, you will not get paid for content. Even if your content has millions of views, you will not get paid. You probably noticed that when you logged on to TikTok today that their terms of service and privacy policy had been updated. Please take the time to read over these. I'm hoping that now that things are changing on TikTok that maybe they will not be as strict as far as violations, strikes, and bans. But under these new terms of service, they can also reclaim usernames. If your account has been inactive for 180 days, they can reclaim that username. If your account has been banned, they can reclaim that username. If the username is inappropriate or violates guidelines, they can reclaim the username. This means your username can be used by someone else once it's reclaimed. Definitely looks like TikTok is changing.
What's your opinion on the new TikTok algorithm? My videos are stuck at 200 to 300. Now, if you don't already know, Oracle has just bought 90% of TikTok because China was forced to sell to the US or else it would have been completely shut down in the US. Now, why is the algorithm changing? This is because for legal purposes, they've had to change the algorithm. Not too sure why, but they've had to for legal purposes, along with the terms and services and other things that they can do on your phone. Personally, I think everyone's views are down right now, and Oracle will be retraining the algorithm, so I'd probably give it maybe weeks. It might take months for it to go back to normal again. Me, Corin Exo will keep you up in this situation, and for us to be on your FYP, make sure to drop a follow as this isn't my account.
Trying to learn this new TikTok algorithm is literally like trying to date somebody new after our relationship ends. My least favorite fucking thing to do. TikTok, get it together.
Being suppressed. So I think there's some things that we still need to know. I think we still have to watch this deal. We need to make sure the data is secure, and we got to make sure the Communist Party of China is not actually trying to do influence campaigns or push propaganda through this platform that reaches 200 million Americans.
Next on Senator, Trump says he has sent a massive armada to the Mideast. It's arrived. He says, quote, as I told Iran once before, make a deal. They didn't. And there was Operation Midnight Hammer, a major destruction of Iran. The next attack will be far worse, end quote. So this morning, the Iranians say they are ready for dialogue, but they're ready to defend themselves as well, if pushed. If they don't make a deal, do you expect our president to attack Iran militarily?
I certainly expect the president to continue to support the protesters in Iran. I know people in Nebraska are very concerned about the number of deaths that have happened in Iran. We're looking at 10, 15,000, or maybe even double or more of that number. And so the president is supporting the protesters, and that's a good thing. He's got a lot of options, and it doesn't have to be kinetic, right? It could be things such as cyber attacks. We also need to continue to provide things like Starlink or VPN access so that we can get the information out. You know, repressive regimes like we see in Iran tried to really cut off their populations, tried to hide this stuff. One of the things that we can do as the United States is make sure that they've got the ability to get that information out so that the world can put pressure on Iran. And then, of course, there's other things we can do, like going after the shadow fleet of oil tankers to put more pressure on the Iranian economy.
But you don't assemble a massive armada of military power if you don't use it. Granted, it intimidates Iran, but, you know, it's not going to hang around forever. You got to use it at some point. Let me put it to you like this. The Revolutionary Guards run the military, and they run the oppression in Iran. If they open fire again on demonstrators, we know the name of the general in charge of the Revolutionary Guards. Should we kill him?
Again, that would be a decision I'd leave up to the president. He certainly made that decision in the past to be able to do that with Soleimani, for example. Yeah. And that was a very successful strike. You know, the president has a lot of options. Having the carrier group there gives him more options to be able to do things. And remember, part of what makes our military so successful is misdirection. Giving the enemy an idea of what might happen and then doing something else. So, again, I think he's got lots of options. Having that carrier group expands the number of options, and there's multiple ways that we can hit Iran.
Okay. And moving on to another subject, the House Freedom Caucus insists on funding DHS. There's going to be a big fight over this, and it could mean a government shutdown. You're on the Budget Committee. Are we really going to see another closure for the government?
It's really a terrible thing that the Democrats are talking about shutting down the government once again. You know, the Democrats just led us through the longest government shutdown in our country's history for over 40 days. And I got to tell you again, Nebraskans get really frustrated with the government shutdown. They expect us to actually keep the government open and keep providing services. And if you shut down the Department of Homeland Services, you're going to hit FEMA, especially after this winter storm along the eastern seaboard. What, are you going to just let all these people just try and do this by themselves? You're going to impact TSA. These are the people that are keeping us flying and safe. So I would really encourage my Democrat colleagues to reconsider this. We got to keep government open. And, you know, part of the thing that this is performative is that ICE is funded for the next 3 years. That was done last year. So they really can't even get at what they're most unhappy about. This is where I think the Democrats need to sit down and work out a deal with us. We need to keep government open. That's important for the American people, and it's important for Nebraskans.
Senator Pete Ricketts, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Always appreciate it.
Great. Thank you.
Sir. Coming up, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar was sprayed with some kind of liquid while speaking at a town hall last night. This is the last thing we want to see. Violence directed at a public official, regardless of their politics. That is simply unacceptable. That will be my take at the top of the hour. Today, the president speaks about his Trump investment accounts for newborns. It's a star-studded event. Aisha Hosni will tell us who's going to be there and what we can expect to hear on Trump accounts. We'll be back.
Days after a group of mainly American investors approved by President Donald Trump took over control of TikTok's U.S. operations, some users now say the app is censoring and limiting their content, including posts and messages about Jeffrey Epstein and the shooting deaths of U.S. citizens by federal agents in Minneapolis. One content creator says his U.S.-based followers couldn't access his post about the shooting death of Renee Good.
So this is how it should appear. The latest video under my 3 pinned videos is the ICE shooting analysis. But this is what my page looks like according to people who message me. And even weirder, this is how it appears in their watch history, a blank square. The red X mark is just them pointing it out to me.
And California State Senator Scott Wiener said TikTok wouldn't let him share this post about ICE for several hours.
I am advancing a bill now to say that in California, it's not going to be just local and state law enforcement who can be sued if they violate your rights, but federal agents can as well.
California Governor Gavin Newsom announced a new state investigation to determine whether TikTok is violating state law by censoring content critical of President Trump. The company issued a statement today saying it had suffered a cascading systems failure that had caused multiple bugs on the platform after a power outage at one of its U.S. data centers. For more, we're joined by tech journalist Jacob Ward, host of the Rip Current podcast. Welcome back to the NewsHour, Jacob.
Hey, Jeff. Great to be with you.
So you have a lot of politically engaged users now saying they feel censored on TikTok, videos getting 0 views, their reach suddenly disappearing. Based on your reporting, what is going on here?
Well, I mean, I think on the one hand, it's important to just remember in the context of American public discourse, right, that the way we communicate with one another is controlled by a handful of private companies. And as a result, we don't get to know. So, Jeff, we don't really know. Is there some sort of censorship going on here? Or is this, as TikTok's new ownership says, a cascading failure that originated from one of its data centers? What I can say is that it seems as if every kind of creator trying to post content, whether they were cooks or makeup artists or political content creators, none of them could post for a while there. And so it doesn't seem like it's specifically aimed at it. But if you're someone whose work is consistently something that speaks out against the government at the moment, then you're going to feel particularly persecuted. But it seems that it sort of went across everybody. So at the moment, this doesn't feel like it was an intentional piece of censorship. I think this ownership group is too newly in charge to make that kind of move. But that's not to be confused with the idea that they couldn't do that. I think the capability of doing so is incredibly powerful and worth watching.
Well, let's talk more about that, because people point to Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter, now X, as an example of how ownership can reshape a platform's ideology. So given how this deal came together and who approved it, is TikTok vulnerable to that same kind of shift?
Yeah, well, Musk rewrote the rules of what any of us expect as to how ownership of a major communications platform would work, right? And so you're absolutely right to bring him up, because he really sort of like changed the game. And now we're in a world where close allies of the President of the United States now are co-owners of this incredibly powerful and influential platform. And what they have bought from this Chinese consortium, and sort of in partnership with this Chinese consortium, is a very sophisticated system for censoring anything you want. Because this thing had its origins in China, it has incredible capabilities to detect in real time whether you're saying things it doesn't want you to say. I have been in the position of making reference to the Nazis during World War II, and the word Nazi can get you kicked off of a live stream or get the reach of your post put away. So it's very easy to do so. I don't think it's happening right now, but if in future they decided to do what Musk decided to do, they would have every kind of controls available to them to pull that off, because that is exactly how TikTok is built.
And TikTok recently updated its terms of service. So what should users of this platform understand?
Yeah, in many ways, they've just sort of rewritten a more broad set of language for capabilities that the platform seems to have had before. But for instance, they're saying that they can much more precisely track your location. You can turn that off in your device settings on your phone. They also say that they'll be able to follow you elsewhere when you are elsewhere off of the platform. They can send advertising out to get you. So that's something you can also turn off. But all of this, I think we should remember, is pretty standard issue for the surveillance capitalist world we are in currently. All of these platforms are trying to do the same kind of stuff. Just this is a more explicitly spelled out thing in the terms of service here, Jeff.
I should have known when TikTok was messing up for the first time that it had something to do with the U.S. China done gave TikTok to the U.S. Everybody's getting paid. Get ready for that to go low. Baby, I've been watching the same 5 videos for 2 days straight. I knew it was the US. You know what? The US is always doing.
So America haven't even had TikTok for 24 hours yet, and y'all already messing up. I know I'm not the only one that is going through issues with this app, because I've seen people posting on Facebook as well as Instagram, okay? We're not able to scroll. We are not able to comment. We're not able to go live, and the people that was on live got kicked off live, okay? Let me just say this. Y'all knew it was going to be a snowstorm. Y'all know that a lot of us is going to be on this app all day and all damn night, and y'all picked a fine time for this shit to mess up. Not only that, this is my late night fix. Like, it's 5 a.m. right now. I don't even know if this video is going to post, okay? But TikTok is literally my late night fix, and y'all took this away from us. Y'all did not send out no emails. Y'all did not give us a warning. Y'all did not do nothing. And let me tell y'all, I know y'all know we be on here because y'all know every goddamn thing else, okay? And I know y'all know what time we be on here because y'all know every goddamn thing else. Y'all better fix it, and y'all better fix this fast, okay? Because what else the hell I supposed to do at 5 a.m.? If y'all able to see this video and y'all able to comment, let me know if y'all going through the same thing too, because I know it just can't be me, okay?
What's up, American-owned TikTok? So we need to have a chat real quick. Back when it was China-owned TikTok, they wasn't doing too hot with the views. So I know America's kind of, you know, shit right now, but at least do something good and give out the views, okay? All right.
Is TikTok back today? Can you see me? And now that the US owns it, do you think that we could start seeing some new videos instead of only seeing ones from like November and December? Because I'm actually tired of seeing the same videos over and over and over and over again. But if America can't get it together with TikTok, then I think we just need to give it back to the Chinese, because it was working just fine then. They have our information through our iPhones anyways, so what's the big deal?
The Americans are coming back. Guys, TikTok just announced they are lifting the ban that was restricting users in the United States from being able to use the app, all because Trump has now commented on his Truth Social. Here's the message from TikTok that was just uploaded. In agreement with our service providers, TikTok is in the process of restoring service. We thank President Trump for providing the necessary clarity and assurance to our service providers that they will face no penalties providing TikTok to over 170 million Americans and allowing over 7 million small businesses to thrive. It's a strong stand for the First Amendment and against arbitrary censorship. We will work with President Trump on a long-term solution that will keep TikTok in the United States. This is amazing news for everyone in the United States. So we don't know quite what's happening with the ban, but Donald Trump had posted this earlier today to his Truth Social, saying that he will not go after any businesses that continue to use TikTok. This is huge for everyone in the United States. So Trump had posted this earlier, saying he would not go after any businesses that continue to use TikTok. He said, I'm asking companies not to let TikTok stay dark. I will issue an executive order on Monday to extend the period of time before the law's prohibitions take effect, so that we can make a deal to protect our national security. The order will also confirm that there will be no liability for any company that helped TikTok from going dark before my order, which means today, Sunday, January 19th. However, he also did go on to say, I would like the United States to have a 50% ownership position in a joint venture. What this means, we don't know, but it does sound like Trump wants the United States to have ownership of TikTok.
This is scary. So I do not know if you have noticed, but TikTok in the US is being heavily censored. At this point in time, you basically cannot watch a video from an American creator without the video either glitching, without the video like pausing indefinitely. And it is being reported that in America, they do not see the content that we are posting outside of America. So now I'm seeing that most creators are now moving to Instagram to accommodate for the Americans. Wow. Now, how ironic is it that not so long ago, all over social media, all over American social media, even Dylan Page posted about the censoring that is happening in Iran. All of a sudden, it's not such a bad thing when it happens to America, right? Anyways, for those of you who don't know what's going on in America, well, where do I start? Okay, in Minnesota, that's exactly where I start, whereby now 2 people, 2 adults, 2 American adults have been unalived by the ICE agents. Now that has caused a lot of public outrage. And Trump is deciding to send the military into Minnesota. This is right after the governor of Minnesota chose to deploy the National Guard in Minnesota to protect the people against ICE. Yeah, man, I won't fake my sympathy for them, but if you have the sympathy, pray for the Americans, because that prime minister from Israel said this. When was this? Was it last year? Early last year. He talked about acquiring one of his friends, Jewish friends, acquiring TikTok, and guess what? January 2026, TikTok is acquired by a Jewish owner. Who's this Jewish owner? Owner of Oracle. Wow. Wow.
So TikTok just changed forever. You gotta go check your DMs right now, because if you click the accept on the new TikTok terms, you didn't just update the app, you signed away your digital identity. As of January 22nd, TikTok is officially under new US ownership. It's Oracle, Silver Lake, and MGX, and the glitches have already started. And here's why your For You page feels rigged and what you need to do to change it right now. So some people are losing their minds because you literally cannot send the word Epstein in your DMs. Go ahead, try it. You'll get a red violation warning, and you're not alone. TikTok says it's a new power outage glitch, but Newsom in California isn't buying it, and he's actually launching an investigation to find out if they're covering it up. It gets worse if you're looking at Section 3 under the new privacy policy. They are now explicitly collecting your immigration status, your religious beliefs, and even your medical history because of everything's connected on your phone. They also want your precise GPS location 24/7. They claim it's for the national security under the new Oracle deal, but critics are calling it a domestic surveillance goldmine. Even if you turn off the location, they're still using your IP to track your neighborhood close to your whereabouts. And your algorithm, the algorithm is getting retrained on the Oracle servers, so creators are reporting the videos about immigration, raids, anything political, critical, or criticizing certain aspects of the government or people are getting stuck at 0 views. They're also going through your drafts with AI and pre-screening your videos to make sure it doesn't populate. Don't let them hover your data. You got to go to your settings, privacy, location services, set it to never, and then go to ads and toggle off targeted ads outside of TikTok because they're trying to get into every app that you own, and then clear off your off TikTok activity so they can't follow you around the interweb. Share this before it gets flagged, or even if it gets published. Let me know if your Epstein stuff worked. Mine didn't.
TikTok is facing major backlash after their new owners installed a new CEO to rule over American TikTok, and you could probably guess where this story is going. A few days ago, TikTok was forced to give up their U.S. operations to MAGA Zionist billionaire Larry Ellison, who's a political ally of both Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu. And Ellison moved quickly to install his guy as new CEO over U.S. TikTok. And let me introduce you to him. His name's Adam Presser, and he's going viral right now for comments he made recently bragging about using his position at TikTok to deem the word Zionist as hate speech, explaining that he allowed proud Zionists to express their pride in Zionism while banning those who use Zionist as a negative label. This is blatant censorship by Zionists, and it's exactly what I predicted and told you every step of the way was coming for this app. They bought the app, they installed their guy. Larry Ellison is using the same exact playbook he's been using. He bought CBS News last year, and he installed Zionist journalist Bari Weiss, who's often reposted by Netanyahu for the work she puts out. He put her in as editor-in-chief of CBS, and they've been firing anyone too friendly to Palestine. Infamously, the producer of 60 Minutes resigned over the suppression of his coverage of Gaza. And that's why TikTok users have been fleeing this app in the hundreds of thousands over the past few days. And there's a new social media that is now the fastest growing in the entire world. It's called Upscrolled. It's Palestinian owned, promising no censorship, no biased algorithms, no control by billionaires. I'm on Upscrolled. You should get on it. But let me tell you, Larry Ellison is not done with just TikTok. He's not done. He's not satisfied with TikTok and CBS and all the other outlets he's now purchased over the last year. He is going after a Warner Brothers purchase, a CNN purchase. What do you think will happen when he gets his hands on CNN's newsroom? What do you think will happen? The same exact thing. The playbook will be used once again, installing a Zionist to censor the hell out of their coverage, turning it into a sloppy propaganda machine for the US and Israeli regimes. Please, I'm asking you to join in the call to move to Upscrolled, because this has expanded from just TikTok users leaving. It's gone to X and Instagram now, who are upset with their billionaire oligarchs censoring their free speech. We need to spread the word. This is our moment to break the chains that billionaires have over the flow of information on our social media platform. You'll find me on there, I'm sure. Thanks, and free Palestine.
Many of you have been asking me what's going on with the recent sale of TikTok to a group of US investors. I want to break down what's happened and some concerns you should have. I want to start with the fact that you should expect censorship. In fact, I'm seeing it already on my platform. None of the content I've posted in the past 48 hours has received any views. TikTok in the United States is primarily owned by a group of 4 different investors now, one of which is ByteDance. They still own approximately 20%. The other investors include Silver Lake, MGX, which is a UAE affiliated business that has ties to Donald Trump and his family's crypto business. And then you have Oracle. Oracle's owned by Larry Ellison. He's one of the richest people in the world. He briefly surpassed Elon Musk not too long ago, and he owns the 3rd largest island in Hawaii. Larry Ellison and his son David own Paramount, Skydance. That's the company that fired Stephen Colbert, and now they're going after Warner Brothers Discovery in a hostile takeover bid, even though Netflix won, so they can acquire a bigger chunk of Hollywood and ideally CNN. Perhaps the most concerning is the information that they plan to collect from you as a user through your content and other means. TikTok has disclosed in the new user agreement that they plan to collect personal information from you, including location, religion, sexual orientation, including whether or not you identify as transgender, immigration status, health information, and more. Keep in mind, Larry Ellison is a big fan of AI surveillance. He's spoken in the past about how helpful AI can be in keeping Americans on their best behavior. In fact, let's listen to Larry Ellison say it for himself.
Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on.
While there's a lot of uncertainty, one thing is for certain: TikTok is no longer going to be what it once was.
TikTok is making me look fake as fuck. It's making me look like a fraud. It's making me look like a bum, okay? And you're like, Helena, what are you talking about? Like, TikTok sucks for everyone right now. Bro, my comment sections, I've been looking in them, and usually, like, I try to engage with most of, like, people who comment. I try to engage with most of my comments if the video's not too big, because then it just gets out of hand, and, like, I can't ever reach all of them. But I'm looking, and it's comments that I literally liked, or I literally replied to, and it's gone. The like is gone. The reply is gone. So now I just look like one of these freaks who gets a bunch of positive comments and doesn't engage with any of them. Now I just look like one of those stuck-up assholes, bro. So if you commented something nice on my page recently, like within the last week since the United States has taken over TikTok, and you think that I, like, hate you or I, like, deleted my comment or something, I didn't. So just know that. Okay, so not only is the algorithm fried as fuck and nobody's happy on this fuck-ass app right now since the US bought it, it's pretty on par for America, but why is my phone 800 degrees?
Helena, that's actually because you have a mint green iPhone 11 because you're fucking weird and you won't buy a new phone even though you could have by now.
Okay, well, that's another point, but honestly, I mean, my iPhone 11 might be low-key busted, but it never does this. It's been, like, the last few days, ever since TikTok started really acting up and they started censoring shit on here, like, the last few days, every single time I open the app, even if it's for, like, 5 seconds, my phone is immediately burning a hole in my hand. Like, it's bad. Like, it's bad. Like, I don't know what the hell is going on with these servers, and, like, I mean, obviously it's related to every video on my For You page, which, by the way, is all, like, Tel Aviv, like, trad wife slop, like, AI slop, like, whatever, being 4 pixels. Like, obviously it's all related, and the fact that, like, nothing loads, and it keeps, like, deleting random comments, and, like, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. You've been on the app, too, but it's just, like, bro, like, I don't think my phone can take much more of this. I'm gonna start to have to like I'm gonna start having to like record my videos on my iPad or something, and it's gonna be really grainy and like stretched out, and you guys are just gonna have to deal with it because I think my phone is actually going to like turn into an explosive object, bro.
TikTok, as we know, is over, basically. The Creator Rewards program gone to hell. All the views gone to hell. I even heard that the TikTok shop, all that is going to hell as well. That if you selling something on TikTok shop, if you're like a seller, that you have to send your stuff into this other place, like a hub, to sell your shit on TikTok shop now. So the days of that is gone. Of just being easy peasy flowing. The Oracle is in charge, and yeah, it's F the fuzz from here on out. So it was enjoyable while it lasted, but that's over with now. So where are we going? Like last time, where are we going, y'all? What app we going to? Because it's about to be a shit show, and it's already one. So people can't even see new videos still. Yeah, I'm over it.
And anyone else notice that since Oracle bought TikTok that the views suddenly sit at 0 for much longer compared to the 200, 300 views within the first hour, and then it slows down? I posted a video about Reem and Khaled for my embroidery work, and it was sitting there at 0 for the longest time, and then 8 hours later it hit the usual 300, which is too bad because I'm working really hard on this artwork, and Oracle is now pushing it down, and we all knew that this was going to happen when TikTok got bought out.
Does anyone else feel like what happened over the last couple of days with not being able to post, not being able to comment, just a bunch of things being messed up on here, your For You page being screwed? I feel like that is them telling us we're in control. We're in control here. We can shut down your lines of communication. We can shut down the way that you guys share information, and we can alter the algorithms to prevent you from seeing certain things. Like, hey, just so you're aware. That's what I feel like it was.
To be honest, I don't know what happened, but we need a redo.